It's no secret that Democrats' DHS chaos has made American lives harder. As we saw in Chicago, their continued anti-ICE narrative means Republicans are on their own to ensure public safety. And that's part of why top budget leaders in Congress are crafting a second reconciliation bill to greenlight funds for key conservative priorities. It's the same congressional gymnastics Republicans used to pass the One Big Beautiful Bill last year. And it's likely to be the smoothest path through Capitol Hill in order to accomplish the president's goals. Here to discuss the next steps is House Budget Chairman Jodey Arrington. Chairman, thank you so much for joining us on My View. We have seen the Democrats time and time again show that they are going to block everything that hits the floor. So it seems like reconciliation might be the best and maybe only way to actually accomplish GOP goals. How does that work? How do you guys see this moving forward?
Well, you're exactly right, Laura. They have one play, and that's obstruct the president and placate the left. That's why we've had shutdowns over fraud-ridden COVID-era policies that are propping up failed programs like Obamacare, and why we've had needless shutdowns basically over stopping the deportation of criminal aliens and demasking our law enforcement agents, putting them in harm's way and compromising their safety and supporting sanctuary cities. So yes, that's their mindset right now, and the only way we're going to legislate is with the most potent legislative tool, reconciliation. It's what brought the American people the big beautiful bill, the largest tax cut, spending cut, commitment to domestic energy production. It's why we're seeing the major business investment growth, and why we're seeing interest and inflation coming down and more money in people's pockets with refund checks, less withholdings on tax, and just, again, better prospects for prosperity into the future. That's the same tool that we need to use to make America safe again, supporting our troops so they can finish the job in Iran, and we can resource them adequately, but also make a down payment on how we fight wars into the future. And I have confidence that we can do what we did in the first as an all-Republican exercise to accomplish that.
Yeah, the One Big Beautiful Bill was so great for the country. So I'm glad to hear that there is at least some path forward. I think a lot of people look at the Democrats and they say these people are just crazy. They're never going to agree with anything Republicans and President Trump want to get done. Now, your Senate budget counterpart, Lindsey Graham, pointed to the Save America Act as something to include in this reconciliation bill. And of course, this week you had Democrats like Chuck Schumer who blocked an amendment that would have required ID to vote. It's so crazy, Congressman. I can't even believe it. Despite, Chuck Schumer in the past, we've all heard him and seen the videos of him saying he supported it. So is this more about fighting the president than the actual policy with the Democrats now?
It's more about fighting the president and posturing against him to pander to the left. The left has the Democrat Party hostage even after the beatdown they took in the presidential election with the mandate and President Trump at the helm and unified Republican leadership. So they've learned nothing, and they've not listened to the American people, so they're not making any adjustments. So that's what it's about. And look, Lindsey Graham and I have talked. We're in lockstep on Reconciliation 2.0. And not only can we continue to strengthen our border security and public safety, and not only can we resource the military in conflict and in support of our commander-in-chief, but we can put some monies in there and we can craft the policy in a way to actually include election integrity measures. So whether it's voting ID or it's cleaning up the voter rolls, there are ways, if you craft it right, to include election integrity, which is the cornerstone of our free democratic republic. So lots of opportunities, got to stay together because we only have one vote margin in the House, but we did it once, we can do it again, and I'm trying to rally my members to do all the above.
Well, free, fair, and transparent elections. You will get no argument from the former RNC co-chair right here on any of that. That is paramount. We have to have it, Congressman. Now, just to turn to Iran. Look, it's clear that this has never been a forever war. The president said several times this week that things are moving in the right direction. Things are winding down. Negotiations are moving, in the direction we want. And the president received a gift of sorts from Iran. He talked about it at the cabinet meeting the other day. Steve Witkoff mentioned the 15-point peace plan. So what do you say to critics who still exist out there who are really concerned about this war? They say, oh, this is going to drag on forever. That's never been the goal here.
No, it hasn't. Here's what I'd say, Laura. The president is a man with a bias for action. We've had politicians come through this town and say they're going to do things, call out the very same threats, but it's been hollow rhetoric. And it has done nothing to project real power and strength. You can't have peace through strength, through hollow rhetoric. You've got to be able to make good on that. You got to follow through on that. And you have to take action, especially when you have the intelligence that suggests that Americans are at risk. And for 50 years almost, we've let this threat continue to grow. And thank God for President Trump, who said no more. And now it's not just Iran or Venezuela, it's all of our adversaries who are put on notice, all of them. And he is going to do what he said, which is achieve the objectives, and take out their military and nuclear power, and he's going to make sure that oil begins to flow again in the Strait of Hormuz. And quite frankly, you're going to have a little disruption because these aren't easy things. This is why politicians avoid them, because they can't handle the near-term pain for the long-term gain for our country. So we got his back. And again, the resourcing of the troops in support of our commander-in-chief is on its way. And I have all the confidence that Republicans are going to rally. And by the way, we can fund that. We can offset those costs with the president's war on fraud, which I think is its own threat to the American people and taxpayers. And we can do both at the same time.
Well, we love to hear that. And Congressman, we really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work in D.C. for us. And we appreciate you spending some time with us tonight.
Thank you, Laura. God bless.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.